Hi there, and welcome to MS-DOS Game Reviews, where we play old games in an emulator and record it for posterity. So today we are looking at an old favorite of mine called Sokoban, released for DOS in 1987. Now, if you know me at all, you know I love puzzles, and Sokoban is the original box-shoving puzzle game. So let us look at some screenshots. So there you have some screenshots from DOS, and you can see there are two wildly different color schemes, and we'll get into that in a bit. On the Apple, the colors looked better in the menus, but then when you actually get to play, it's pretty boring. And then of course you have the Commodore 64, but I do believe the gameplay is the same everywhere. So without much further ado, let's kick this game into high gear. So I am emulating a Tandy, so I'm going to press T and enter. The Tandy has better colors in this game, and then K. And there you have your little worker running back and forth. The game is called Sokoban by Spectrum Holobyte, and they have actually made quite a few games. And then at the bottom here it says copyright 1984, but all the sources I can see says 1987 for this guy. And when you press spacebar, there you go. You can now move your character to exiting, editing. The game came with an editor as well, so you can make your own puzzles, but we're not going to explore that. We're just going to play. So concept is kind of nice, and once you hit enter, you can have various players. We're just going to do level 1. You press 1 and then accept. So this is your game screen, and here is your character. Now you can see he moves one square at a time, which is all part of the puzzle. So this level I actually know quite well because I've played this game to death. And you can only ever push a box. And it's funny enough, this game actually has a lot of real life applications. Now, once you have your box on a diamond, you see it changes color. And what's really frustrating with this game is there's no undo. So if you push a box too far, you can't pull it back. Yeah. So this guy's just strong enough to pull it out, to push it, and that is it. So some mistakes you can actually undo, but just by using a few extra moves. But of course there are mistakes that you can't undo, as we'll see in the later levels. And funnily enough, if you've ever worked in a warehouse and have played Sokoban, it actually has some real world applications that helps you quite a bit. So yeah, the sounds are a little bit disappointing, especially because the Tandy that we are emulating here has three three synthesizers, so it could do 3 voices at the same time. And yeah, it actually does music pretty well, and a little bit of background music, relaxing to let the mind flow would be nice. But yeah, it is the way it is. These old games, once they were playable, they were out the door in a lot of cases, which is a bit sad. So yeah, the first level is fairly simple, as you can see. Just shove the boxes in the right place. And actually the game plays better in the emulator than I remember it on the actual hardware. On the hardware it was quite easy to put an extra shove in the keyboard buffer, and then you... Okay, so you know you've done level 1. Now we can go over to level 2. And level 2 is a little bit more tricky. So, how did I do this last time? You can only push this box one way. So there, that is that. And then push it back. And there's a overarching strategy to solving this type of box moving puzzles. You try to remove the boxes closest to the door first, and then the puzzle gets progressively more simple as time goes on, which then becomes an exercise in keyboard accuracy. So you shouldn't think too much in this game, just grafts, you know. And yeah, I've learned how to pause for a microsecond between pushes, just because if you hold it in, you might get an extra push that you don't necessarily would like to have. This looks very, very similar to the proper CGA palette. Not quite commonly known, but you could actually change some of the colors in the CGA palette and it would work. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll try something different and shut up for now and then just fast forward from here on until it gets interesting again. How's that? And here we are, closing in on the next little puzzle. So 5 minutes of fun. And yeah, some of these puzzles do become really, really hard. So literally the first box you move decides your fate. And what you can't do is move a box to where you can't move it again. So I'm gonna shove this one down, and then as we did before, just move the boxes from the door inwards. And yeah, if you shove the box into a corner like that, there's no way of moving it. So it's a trap. And I've got to move this box backwards, then move this in. So yeah, there's a bit of a forward thinking in solving the puzzles, and as I was saying, the most interesting bits are the first bits. So okay, I think I have it. So there we go. Now I'm going to shut up again and fast forward. Oh, I messed up. There we go. There's no undo. And this puzzle is ruined. There's no way for me to get that box out of there. And yeah, I'm going to call it here and say thank you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of a boring puzzle game. And hopefully you've liked my little video, and we'll see each other on the next one. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, and goodbye.